Louisiana beer reviews. Country Club Malt Liquor Revisited. Okay, Country Club Malt Liquor. I was hoping to get a bottle of it, but I didn't see a bottle anywhere on my East Coast trip. So I have a can. 5.86% alcohol, basically 5.9%. We'll round off. Introduced in 1921, 1951. This is the original. A nationwide malt liquor. The only difference with the label really is they used to have Getz in the little blue oval. Now they have triple X for triple export. Getz Brewing Company was in St. Joseph, Missouri. St. Joseph, Missouri. It went out of business and was bought out by Pabst, and this has been a Pabst brand for decades. Of course, you wouldn't know that if you got on the Pabst website. They don't even talk about Country Club on their portfolio. It's such a non-promoted beer. It's one of their, I call them one of their hidden brands. It's not really nationwide anymore. You'll see it in some states, not in Louisiana. Bought this at Food Lion in Fredericksburg, Virginia on US Highway 1. I think it was like $3.50 for a 6-pack. Might have been even higher. I remember when I first went up there, it was like I saw in one store, I think it was $1.99 or maybe it was $2.99 in Chilhowie, Virginia. Gets a poor rating on Beer Advocate, no shock there. A 1 out of 100 on Rate Beer and a 21 out of 100 for the style. So one of the poorest rated beers on the planet. Must be horrible. I think I'll pour it into this Pabst schooner since it is a Pabst brand. I wish I had some Country Club paraphernalia, but that is not the case. All I have is a can for my collection. You can find it in quart bottles, 40-ounce bottles, 12-ounce cans, 16-ounce cans. I've never seen it in 12-ounce bottles, but it might be. You never know with Pabst. A thin white head would be a thicker head in a narrower rim glass. A very bubbly golden appearance. Looks like beer, you know, American beer. Smells like beer. You know how that smells. Sweet, grainy. It's like anything else. If you like American style adjunct lagers, you'll like this. If you hate the style, you'll probably hate it. The taste is sweet, grainy, you know, corn and barley malt. The hop bitterness is there. It is there. It's probably a 17 or at the most 19 IBU, but probably more like a 17. You know, a regular beer, regular strength beer like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, the IBU is probably around 12 or less. But here's they elevate it with the malt liquors to balance out that overwrought sweetness. You know, they add extra malt, up the sugar to up the alcohol. The mouth feels light to medium. It's not super light. Not super light. It's got body to it. It's mostly medium, and it's got some chewiness that you get that with these malt liquors. And the finish is it's pretty dry and it's refreshing. It's got that when you exhale, it's got that malt liquor. It's I can't even describe. It's almost like a menthol. It's not, but I don't know how else to describe it. And it's drinkable. No, it's not drinkable like Pabst Blue Ribbon Light. You would if you guzzle these too much, it gets a little. You might want to vomit it back up, but but I never do that. I always just sip them. This would go well with hot dogs and chili, potato chips, fried catfish, stuff like that. You know, it's a very working class beer. But but it's certainly a very solid American style lager beer, malt liquor subcategory. For people to give it a 1 out of 100 is madness, but we've gone over that so many times now, it's not really worth talking about. But for the price, which is low, and for the rich flavor, to say it tastes like nothing is, I can understand if somebody drank this and said I don't like the taste, which means they don't really like the taste of regular beer, which is fine. You know, you're not under an obligation to like that. But to say it has no taste, that's not true. It has taste. It has a nice, rich flavor. And if you look at the old advertisements for a country club in the 1960s when they were really promoting it on a nationwide basis, they were clever. Like, you know, they'll say this little beer has a little more of what you're looking for in a beer, or a little more of what you drink beer for. In other words, it's got more alcohol in it, because the U.S. government still doesn't really, you know, they wouldn't allow you to say this is a strong beer, it's got a lot of alcohol. They couldn't even call it beer, they call it malt liquor. This made up name. Go to Canada, if they sold it in Canada, it would be called Country Club Extra Strong Beer. But anyhow, there was no really reason to buy it except that I just have an affinity for it. I saw it on the shelf and I said, oh yeah, I'm buying this 6-pack. I would, you know, could drink a little bit on the trip. So I'm a big fan of Country Club. I mean, got to drink it ice cold, let's be honest. But oh well, it's not that hard to put it in the freezer. I'm gonna give it an A minus. I think it is excellent for what it is. It's an excellent malt liquor. It goes toe to toe with any of the others. For beer overall, it's still excellent. It's super solid. So laissez le bon temps rouler. This is a really delicious beer, and I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.